Linh-chan and Dimi-chan craft art. Hello and welcome back, Chan-chans.
Hello.
Today, what you making?
I was gonna say Zelda. Asuna.
Asuna, Zelda. Not close enough.
Asuna from Sword Art
Soldato
Online. I don't even know what you're saying.
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online.
And as usual, you're starting with the head.
As usual, always start with the head.
Except this time with orange hair.
Yep.
Does she have orange hair or is it more like a light brown?
She has more of like a brownish orange. But more on like between brown and orange. Not this bright orange, but I don't have the proper paper, so it doesn't matter. She comes out good anyway. It's not meant to be perfect.
So, I notice often you always have to retighten it. Is that something that happens more or less every time, or just because as you're spinning it, you can't spin it too tightly right away?
I don't know. Yes and no. I mean, sometimes I guess because it's bigger, like the circumference is a lot bigger, and so sometimes tightening it, since I'm tightening it pretty quickly too, I might lose some strength here and there. So then tightening in the middle allows it to spread more evenly into a dome or a circle.
So there's the body.
It's the booty.
The booty.
The booty.
And then right here you're making the arms and legs, I'm guessing?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
I don't know what I'm making actually.
Well, you're cutting a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm cutting a lot.
Well, I think it's probably the arms because
no,
you have
her,
like
her legs. Her legs.
Oh, because of like socks or whatever?
Yeah, and those are her shoes.
Got it.
So that's her legs. I think. Is that her leg? No, that is her arm. Yeah, I'm making her arm.
Got it.
Because she has like, her shoulders are bare, but she has sleeves on.
Oh, that's bizarre.
No, that's the arm. And since I'm using two different lengths of paper, I have to
measure a lot
now.
So I guess the thickness doesn't matter as much?
More or less it does.
So, these ones are probably the legs, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, they're bigger. They match? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
So much trouble. See, dude, I had to undo it, unravel it, and redo it because it was not... Like I said, if it's not tight enough in a certain way, like it does not push out whenever I need to push it out. So I had to like sometimes...
Doesn't go evenly.
Yeah, I have to like undo it. And then it gets a mess. And then sometimes when you undo it, you rip the paper.
Yeah, feet.
Feet. Feet.
And here you're making the ears, right?
Uh-huh.
So I've noticed you use different methods for making the ears every time.
I do?
I think so.
It's a letter D. Every time it's a letter D.
So you just try to make a letter D?
Yeah. Except for Zelda and Link, they were elves in a way.
So they have pointy ears.
But yeah, there's nothing new. If you watch any of our previous videos, it's more or less the same technique, same concept. It's just knowing where to put the paper and what color paper to use. And it's pretty much, it's a very easy concept, really. It's just whether you have time to do it or not.
Yeah, this one took you a lot longer.
3.5 hours. And those are the stencils that I made for my prototype, and that's just the design on her dress, and then that's
her cape.
And her cape, kind of. I don't.
Kind of. Her skirt.
Makes no sense. But
her overskirt.
Yeah.
Her half coat.
That only covers the back part of her butt, so makes no sense. But it's cute.
You cut so fast.
It's magic of video editing.
Yeah, so this one took 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours,
to make, so when we sped it up, it's sped up like 18 times faster.
And we had some trouble in between too, right? The video was too long, so when we were transferring it, we recorded on an iPhone and then we transferred it onto the computer to process it. But since I guess the video was too long, it was not processing correctly and we couldn't transfer it over.
Yeah, it didn't want to transfer off the phone. I think the
Yeah.
total file was like
Too big and it was corrupted.
9 gigabytes or something like
Yeah.
that. So it always fail at the same point. So on the phone, I had to go ahead and trim the video twice into 2 sizes, the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
And even that one started failing, and we stayed up late.
Yeah.
But it finally worked. Because while doing this, I don't want it to start transferring automatically to like iCloud or anything like that.
Mhm.
So I turn the internet off, and I don't want to turn the internet back on until I get rid of the file. But yeah, well, there's her tie.
It's not her tie. I don't know. She's like wearing some sort of armor top, right?
Mhm.
So that's where the gray part is, technically. And that's like all the little details on her dress. And then that was the skirt.
Snip, snip, snip,
Snip, snip, snip.
Oh, what a pretty skirt.
Yep. And then she has
Some
patterns. And there goes her side cape, or her
cape.
back cape, her bottom cape. I don't know. So I'm measuring to see where I should put it. On the cape.
And it's
Because it's
more
not
it's
even-
lopsided, right?
Yeah,
It's-
her cape is lopsided too.
Interesting.
Like on one side it's more in the front, the other side's all the way in the back. That's why I'm saying like it makes no sense to have that thing. It's cute, but you know, practicality.
Nope, that doesn't
no,
exist.
yeah.
And then more paper.
What am I doing? Oh, I'm making the bottom so I can stick legs in it.
It's her
So
butt.
yeah, it was too big, so I had to like cut off some. But the circle turned out to still be too big in the end. So it kind of ruined the skirt a little bit, but
Because it pushed it out a little.
yeah, but I think it's okay. Nothing's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So there, I'm trying to show that like if I
Bend it. You need
have
a-
the arm bend, there's a gap there, so I need to fill in that gap. So you gotta do an elbow.
elbow.
So
So I was
there.
trying. You glue this one in.
Yeah. So and then also what I did, I made a mistake. I put way too much glue, and then I couldn't get it off, and then I was lazy to scrape it off. So in the end, when the skirt was drying, it was like one piece of the skirt was sticking up in a very awkward position. That's why, and I think it was because there's too much glue. And that's her leg and her socks.
They're so cute when they're tiny.
Oh, almost done. You can slowly see it forming.
Starting to come together.
Yeah.
Chop off that cape.
Of course, when I'm doing the prototype, there's a lot of trial and error and like trying to figure out the correct size for it to work.
Mhm.
So this seems so easy and just straightforward, but normally the prototypes takes more than 3.5 hours.
More like 5 or 6, no?
Yeah.
You're trying different stuff.
Yeah.
Her ribbons.
They're not ribbons. They're more like straps. That is connected to her dress in a way, and then it hangs over her sleeve, her arms.
Very intricate designs that don't
Yeah.
make sense in reality.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like all the extra fabric that don't really belong, and then the place that need fabrics they don't put.
And here you're making her sword, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
So you made the red part.
Yeah, I made her sword, which I had a lot of
So
difficulty with.
that circle you made was the hilt, right? And then here you're making the handle.
Yeah. I had a lot of trouble with it because I made it too long, and then I had already glued the handle onto the shell technically, and so like I couldn't undo it because it had already dried at that point. So I kept snipping at the shell part, the red part, and I was like, if I keep cutting it, it's not gonna look right, and then the shell is gonna look shorter than the handle. So that was the mistake that I did. I noticed whenever I do prototypes, it seems to work out a lot better than when I actually film. Like, I guess because it's a one-time thing, I can't do trial and error. So then I keep messing up too. Yeah. So they're putting it on.
Yeah, there you see it's a little too long.
Well, I didn't put the arms on yet either.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I didn't like know where to put it. I think the hardest parts to attach is always the arms to the body and then the head. Those are always the most difficult to attach because they don't stay.
Well, gravity's pulling them down.
Yeah, and so just filling in, coloring in some parts. She has like some gray design on them and white. Oh, I love those gel pens. They're like the best thing. So in the end, I had to like end up cutting so much of it off that like the part at the bottom that's the white gel pen, I end up cutting that whole thing off. And the handle started to bend too. I was like, it's gonna rip.
Well, every weapon has its durability.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, finally. And then here's the head.
Part you dislike the most, as I recall.
Really, seriously, I hate doing the head. It's fun, but it just takes forever. Girls are actually easy because then they don't require a lot of hair, and they're mostly long.
Just do two or three layers, and that's fine.
But doing guy hair, and it's like the anime style hair. That's the worst. For boys, because they're all spiky, and it's hard to do spikes when you're dealing with flat paper.
Yeah, so as I said, you do multiple layers, mostly for girl hair,
I only
right?
did 2 layers here. And you don't really need to do the 2 layers. I just did it to give it more hair. Oh, yep.
And the bangs. I forgot. I went off camera a tiny bit. Didn't even notice.
I was getting tired by this point in the video.
Well, yeah, this was a whole hour longer than you usually do it.
Yeah.
Than it usually takes you, I should say.
I know. I posted a picture of Asuna before I made this video like a week ago onto Reddit, and it kind of just blew up on there. People loved it. However, the most common response that people always say is, the face is scary, it creeps me out. And I realized that when there's no face, it does look creepy. And especially that hole in the middle, right? But I have tried giving it faces, and it turns out to even more creepy.
Yeah.
Because it's not realistic enough, you know?
I think for myself, I've kind of tricked myself into thinking that it's more like a wood texture.
Yeah, it's like, it's kid, you know, it's supposed to be like a little doll, so it's not supposed to be. So I think it's actually better without the face. I guess until I perfect my drawing skills, I'm never gonna put a face on it because it's so creepy with it. So I realized I forgot one thing.
Did you forget?
She has a belt.
You forgot her belt.
On this one, I forgot.
More haircut. Even more haircut.
And this one I forgot.
I think it's on the prototype, right?
It is on the prototype.
Which we'll see right about now. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this.
Yeah.
As usual, we release videos like this every Sunday, so come check it out. Please let us know in the comments if you have any characters that you'd like to see, so that way we can make more videos of cool characters that everyone likes. And as usual, please comment and subscribe, so that way we can get more subscribers to share our videos with more people. And if we get 1,000 subscribers, we will be giving out some figures. So help us get there.
Thank you.
Tell all your friends. Bye.
Bye bye.